In a big blow for British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, Scotland's top court has ruled that the suspension of the UK Parliament is unlawful. A panel of 3 judges at the Court of Sessions found in favour of a cross-party group of politicians who challenged the Prime Minister's was attempting to prevent the Parliament from holding the government to account ahead of Brexit. The UK government said that it will appeal against the ruling to the Supreme Court in London, calling the suspension legal and necessary. The decision of the Court of Sessions overturns an earlier ruling from the court, which said last week that Johnson had not broken the law, but it will not immediately affect the current suspension of Parliament, which started in the early hours of Tuesday. Joining us on the broadcast is our London Bureau Chief, Mandy Clark. First, tell us a little bit more about what the court has said. It has overturned an earlier ruling, but at the same time, from what we understand, today's ruling would not impact the current session of the Parliament and Prime Minister Boris Johnson's strategy to try and work his way around the no-deal Brexit law is something that is dominating headlines.
Absolutely, and it's a bit confusing for viewers, perhaps, because it was actually 2 separate court cases, one in England and one in Scotland, on the same issue about this prorogation of the Parliament. That's where he's suspending it for 5 weeks. Now, the act of proroguing Parliament is not odd in itself. It's the timing, and that's the crux of this argument, that he's prorogued it for 5 weeks, an incredibly long amount of time. That is seen as unusual. It's a way to block Parliament having a proper discussion about Brexit, and that is why that is what the judges decided. As you pointed out, he will appeal, and until that appeal process has gone through, the decision will finally rest. And when that decision happens, either then Parliament is returned if it's decided that it was due to be unlawful, or if his appeal is successful, then the prorogation continues. And if he is successful, then the cross parties will appeal again. It could go all the way to the Supreme Court. But in all likelihood, this will happen pretty rapidly. Normally, court cases take a while, but since it's such an important matter of state, we can expect this appeal process to happen very, very quickly.
Right, and as we've been discussing, Mandy, given the strategy that Boris Johnson is trying to adopt to try and work his way around the no-deal Brexit law, means that he is inviting further legal trouble in a way.
Yeah, he made it very clear that he will obey by the law, but he's looking at every way to not extend Brexit. And there's been murmurings from his party's members of the party saying he's looking for any legal way around this no-deal Brexit bill that has become law. So he's made it very clear that he's willing to push the law to the limit on the way he believes is the right way to do it. So we can see, in all likelihood, a few more court cases if this is the manner in which he is going to move forward with Brexit.